Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video, a very quick one, but anyway, let's thank our members, our Patreons, and make sure to subscribe because we are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, okay? So let's get going, guys. So if you haven't noticed, in the data mines, in one of the latest data mines that we had in this week's dev server, we had a change in the F-14A. So let's take a look if it's actually a buff or a nerf for it. It feels like a buff, but let's take a look on it. So the first thing that we're going to test it out is the afterburner thrust coefficient at sea level between 400 and 2400 kilometers per hour. The afterburner thrust coefficient at 3 kilometers altitude, 1600 speed increased, kilometers per hour increased. Thrust increased between 2200 and 2400 at 6 kilometers increased, right? I'm sorry, the afterburner thrust in this is lowered. This sure increased. 9 kilometers altitude, 2200 kilometers plus of speed lowered as well. At 15 kilometers of altitude, more than 1000 kilometers per hour, the thrust is increased. So let's take a look if we can actually feel this in the game compared to the dev. So at first here we have at 1000 at sea level, and you can already see the difference between the dev and the live. Okay, so it needs to be more than 1400 kilometers per hour. So we're going to analyze that. You can see right here that we can actually feel the difference, you know. So we started at the same speed, and we passed over 1400 kilometers per hour. And as you see on the dev, it decreased the power a little bit. It's not by much. It's like around, let me check at the start at least, it's like 300. And at the end of this run, it's like 500 kilograms less of thrust than for each engine, right? Than the original live server. So at sea level, past 1400 kilometers per hour, it's an actual nerf, okay? But the thing is that you normally will not be flying these fast, so it's not like you will feel too much of a difference, but to get to the max speed, you will feel it. You see right there in this screen that just a little bit of acceleration more, you can already see that we are already 0.02 Mach more quickly. And yeah, you will feel it on those kind of situations that you're trying to follow somebody, but it's not feelable on the normal conditions of a flight, so it's interesting to see that it is nerfed right here. So the first one is correct. It is actually nerfed. So let's go to the next one, which is, let me just check, 3 kilometers altitude, 1600 kilometers per hour. It should be increased. Okay, so let's take a look. So here you can see at 3 kilometers of altitude that the thrust is actually increased. And yeah, around the same level as the nerf at the sea level, as you see. It's like 300 kilograms, 400, something along those lines of power each engine, more that you can feel on the engine. So we have another, just a buff over here, right? So yeah, very, very cool to see that it actually has more power on this level of, this level of speed and altitude. And it makes it so that it's a lot better to actually deploy the speeds. Of course, at these low altitudes, normally you won't be able to, like in a normal battle, you won't have the time to actually get to these speeds anyway. So the first one and the second one, yes, you will feel it when you are following somebody or trying to intercept somebody. But normally, in a normal battle, in dogfights and stuff, you will not feel it. So yeah. Then the third one at 6 kilometers of altitude, 2200 kilometers per hour to 2400 kilometers per hour. So a very minor kind of situation here. You will see it right here that the increase is not that much, but look at the speeds. At this altitude, you will basically never be able to actually get to those speeds. So it's a buff, but it kind of doesn't matter because it's too little of a buff, and to a certain amount of speed that at 6 kilometers you will never be flying it. So for now, I mean, it's kind of okay. At sea level, it's a nerf. At 3 kilometers is a buff, minor ones, but at 6 kilometers, it's basically nothing. Then we are going to go to the fourth one. At 9 kilometers of altitude, above 2200 kilometers per hour. It should be lowered, basically less speed. So let's take a look. You will see right here that, yes, you can feel a difference, at least 100 kilograms per engine, a little bit more depending on the speed. So the faster we go over here at 9 kilometers, the more you will feel this difference in speed, okay? So in the live server, it's a lot stronger, and in the dev server, it was a lot weaker. It kind of just stays at 97.44, 97.50 kilograms of force, and that's basically it, right? But the difference isn't that much, you know, it's pretty much the same. It doesn't change much. And I think, I mean, at 9 kilometers, you need to be fast, man. You need to be fast to actually feel this difference. Yes, at very long distances that you are trying to intercept a target or try to follow a target, maybe you get to those speeds. But to be honest, I mean, it's barely usable, this difference, or it's barely feelable, this difference in these high altitudes, right? And then the last one that we're going to talk about is at 15 kilometers of altitude with more than 1,000 kilometers of speed. The thrust has been increased. So let's take a look. You will notice a very marginal change as well, around 150 kilograms of force. It doesn't change much. And to be honest, I mean, when was the last time you actually climbed to 15,000 meters in a normal match, right? So yes, it is feelable, the buff. It is around 100 to 200, depending on the speed. It increases with speed. You will get a lot more power, but it doesn't change the fact that this aircraft will barely ever fly at these altitudes, right? So just have that in mind when you just like kind of, you know, get to these kind of numbers and on data mines and stuff. It kind of doesn't matter too much, right? So yeah, as you see, we are getting to 40 kilonewtons each engine on the dev, and on the dev's live server, it's 38. So around 200 kilograms of force each engine, 400 kilograms total of a change, you know, so it isn't the most amazing thing ever. But this is it, guys. So the conclusion for me is that from 6 kilometers upwards, it's barely feelable, you know. At 6 kilometers, I mean, the increase is just at a speed that you will never get to. At 9 kilometers, yes, you will feel this nerf, you know. But when was the last time that you flew at Mach 2 in a normal battle at 9 kilometers? So probably never going to happen, never going to be able to feel it. And at 15 kilometers, it goes the same. It is definitely buff, but in a place on the performance sheet of the aircraft that you normally never fly. So these three, I mean, they're basically, it doesn't change the fact that you will still have the same feeling on the aircraft for the normal majority of flight paths, right? The two ones that are the most important ones are in the sea level, basically the nerf on the sea level and the buff at 3 kilometers. So these two ones are ones that actually matter. You know, I think at 3 kilometers, man, you will feel this increase in power, but you need to just be in kind of a position of trying to intercept a target, as I said, or follow a target, right? So it's a little bit less probable that you will use this speed. But at the sea level, at 1,400 kilometers per hour plus, yes, you will feel that nerf, because this will actually affect the max speed of this aircraft. So if you want to take something out of this, like a materialistic view of it, is that yes, it's technically a nerf, you know. You will have to take more time to get to the max speed when you are trying to follow somebody. This is going to be more usable in the game or feelable in the game, because at the start of the match, everybody's flying low sometimes, and maybe you're trying to fly low and trying to intercept something or follow something. So I think the buff, basically the buff will not be as feelable as the nerfs that we got it here, right? This is my materialistic view of it. I think it will be more problematic than not, these changes. But not by much as well. It's a very tiny difference, and I don't think the majority of the players will feel it. But it's cool to actually be able to see it and just have a feeling of it, of how it is, right? But anyway, this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think about the F-14A. Is it good that it's kind of nerfed, or is it bad? Let me know in the comments, okay? I see you guys on the next one, and bye. See you.